One of the most common questions that I get as a Google Ads expert and consultant from prospective clients and local small businesses is around smart campaigns. And I don't know how long you've been actually running Google Ads, but actually smart campaigns were rebranded from the Google Ads Express. So I'll explain that a little bit further, but I actually wrote this article. I'll go ahead and drop it in the description below so you can check it out. But I wanted to walk you through my personal thoughts on smart campaigns and whether or not I personally think you should use them if you're trying to generate leads for your small business. And I'll go ahead and take you through that. But first I wanted to actually take you through really quickly the Google documentation here. About how the smart campaigns work. So essentially the whole idea is you can create a campaign within 10 minutes or less. They don't actually advertise that, but the whole idea is the fact that you could set it up, set a budget. You don't really even need to spend that much time. And that's why it used to be called AdWords Express and now they're called smart campaigns. But essentially you'll write an ad, just one ad really, and then you'll set a radius targeting or a geographic targeting, and pretty much your smart campaign would be ready to go. You can set you can't set actual negative keywords, but you can set negative keyword phrases or themes. You also can't pick your own specific keywords. You will have to pick specific keyword themes. So a lot of it is really leaving it up to Google in order to help kind of steer your campaign in the right direction. And I'll talk about why that's dangerous in a bit, but in a nutshell, these smart campaigns is pretty much designed to set it up one time under 10 minutes and kind of forget it. You set a budget and then check in every so often. And I'll talk about some of the challenges with that, but just wanted to share just from a high level what the smart campaigns are within Google. You can actually build this within your Google Ads account, and it will show your ads across Google Search, Google Maps, YouTube, Gmail, and Google Partner websites. So that might sound great because you're going to be able to appear across all these different areas, but I'll also talk about some of the drawbacks of that and the fact that you won't be able to control your ads serving in specific places, and you're kind of just giving it up to Google to decide where your ads will go. So let's go back here for a second. So this is the actual article that I wrote with the in regards to the smart campaign, whether or not you should use them. So yeah, essentially what these smart campaigns are, they're advertised as being able to use Google's automation to simplify the whole setup process. So the idea is it was designed for small businesses that don't have time to set up a proper campaign. So it allows you to set it up and will use automation for ad creation, bidding strategies, and audience targeting. So that's really what Google's trying to promote as their unique value proposition with this type of campaign. It's been out for years. I mentioned that it used to be called the Google AdWords Express, but over the past few years has been changed to the Google Ads Smart Campaign. So it sounds really appealing, especially for beginners and small business owners that don't really know what they're doing. But let's talk about whether or not they are effective. The effectiveness of your Google Smart Campaign will depend on your PPC goals. Have I personally used them? I've used them, I've audited them as I've been experimenting, but have I seen a great return on investment with them? My answer to that is no. I think that there's definitely a lot that's outside of our control when it comes to using smart campaigns, and pretty much it's like buying a campaign in a box and then you won't be able to really manipulate it or do anything. So it's pretty much something that's set up, you can't really maneuver, and you also can't optimize with it. So there is a challenge there. While it does sound very enticing, the challenge is that there's a lot of things that you can't control when it comes to smart campaigns. So we'll talk about that in a bit. So here's a couple things you need to know about Google Smart Campaigns. I ran them very briefly in the past, but I really cannot stand behind them because it's just not the most ideal type of campaign. When it comes to the whole easy setup process that's like under 10 minutes, you have to be careful too with the type of keywords that you're providing to Google. Google might not understand the intent of your keywords, and Google also might not be able to understand the context in which it can potentially serve your ads in. So it's really important that, you know, if you're going to be using Smart Campaigns, that you're monitoring your search term reports, and I'll show you what those look like and why I highly recommend to steer away from them. But putting your trust in Google is really going to force you to overspend, spending more than you really need to, because Google doesn't understand the context, doesn't always understand the context of the keywords and the campaigns that you're feeding it. Next up, in regards to important things you need to know, is there is limited data for decision making. There is a search terms report, but you won't have access to important KPIs such as search impression share and ad quality score. So that's going to be something else that you're going to lose the ability to see with using the Smart Campaigns. And on top of that, you won't be able to see you will be able to see your conversion rate, but a lot of these campaign metrics that you have typically in the standard search campaigns will not be available in the Smart Campaign. Next up is Google Ads AI and machine learning. You're pretty much letting it run the show. So the challenge with that goes back to Google might not being able to understand your product or service as well as you do, so you're going to be giving up a lot of the control there. After that, the other challenge is that you can't target specific keywords. So the challenge is that you will be forced to put in keyword themes, and then Google will then pick whatever keywords it thinks is a good fit for you. So let's say that if you are in a highly specialized industry where keywords can get mixed up easily, such as hospice and palliative care. Now, if you are in the hospice industry, you know the difference between both of those. But in this case, Google might not know the difference. And I've seen it get these two words mixed up all the time and thinking that they're the same, but they're not. So you could be spending a lot on specific keywords that don't make sense for your business, and you can't actually put negative keywords directly in place, but you can put negative keyword themes in place. So then you're also trusting Google to understand if you put in, let's say, palliative care as a negative keyword, that it knows that it needs to block out palliative care and other related keyword themes. But if it's thinking that hospice is in the same keyword theme, it's going to block out hospice, even though that's a keyword that you might want to go after. So being in a highly specialized industry where the semantics of the keywords is really important, I would steer away from Smart Campaigns. Next up is inaccurate conversion tracking. Wow, I've seen this happen time over time where Google Smart Campaigns will overcount conversion and overinflate different conversions just to make it look like you're getting better results, because Google will create specific conversions in your Smart Campaign for you. So if you don't trust Google to come up with these specific conversion types for you, and you really only want to be counting phone calls and form submissions, you'd have to set that up on your own and turn off the Smart Campaign conversion tracking. So in a nutshell, should you use the Google Ads Smart Campaign? I'm sure by now, based off of what I shared, it's a very simple process to set up. That's really the only pro. The biggest con is that you lose the ability to make strategic updates and optimizations, and especially if you're in a highly specialized industry, you do not want to use Smart Campaigns because you're letting Google decide how to spend your dollars and also how to optimize your campaign. There's really limited things that you can do in terms of improving your Smart Campaign, besides, of course, them telling you to increase your budget. But we all know that increasing your budget is not really always going to be the best way to improve your performance. So keep that in mind. One thing that I did want to share is this is what the search terms report would look like within the Smart Campaign as an example. So as you can see, this is actually for a assisted living facility as a Smart Campaign. I'm not currently running this as a previous prospect, but essentially the challenge here is when you're setting keywords, and let's say it's assisted living facility, it's going to match you to some relevant searches. Like if it's an assisted living, we're trying to target seniors looking for a place to live. But take a look at this. Apartments. Would we really want to match to just apartments? And from June 1st to July 29th, we spent $57 on just the word apartments. Now, apartments could be students looking for apartments. It could be anyone looking for an apartment, not just a senior. So you can block this out as a negative keyword theme, but then the problem is it might also block out senior apartments because you can only add keyword theme negatives, not specific negative keywords. So that's really where the challenge lies. And that's pretty much it. So if you have any questions about Smart Campaigns, I'll go ahead and let you view this article below in the description. But yeah, feel free to drop a comment in the description or drop a comment below, and then I will go ahead and answer your question. If you are looking for Google Ads management services, feel free to reach out. I'm happy to discuss and see how I could potentially help you. Thank you very much.